大家好，我是 Aaron. 我又来胡说八道了. Last year, I spent quite a few time in the hospital in both Canada and China. So today I'm going to share with you some funny and rather awkward experience I had in both Canada and China at the hospitals. There was one time I had to go to the emergency department in China. So they asked me to wait for the doctor in a room. And then a lady doctor came in. She was walking towards me and putting on gloves, and she said in dialect, It would be okay if I didn't understand any dialect, but I do understand. I was so shocked and wondering why I needed to check that, and wondering if I really needed to take off my clothes so that she could check me. And then she pulled back the curtain, and I found there was a man waiting inside of the room already. So I walked outside of the room and found out that that was the intestine examination room. And there was once another time where I was waiting and the doctor was getting angry at a patient for not following his directions. And he was yelling at the lady in dialect, and he was saying this, And I was shocked again at the doctor. I was like, wow, I've never heard a doctor in Canada or China speak that way to a patient before. Chinese doctors are very nice, hardworking, responsible, and straightforward, but sometimes a little bit too straightforward. Now I'm going to tell you guys about a funny story when I saw the Canadian doctor last year. It was quite funny too. First, I went to a walk-in clinic in Canada, and I told the doctor there I was diagnosed with this skin condition in China. And the doctor said that she had heard about that condition but never actually seen it before. My wife and I just looked at each other kind of. That doctor was very nice, and they prescribed me some other medicine for my skin. So at that point, my wife and I thought we should just give up on it and go back to China and get it checked. But my mom didn't want to give up. So she recommended us to another doctor. We went to that one and we paid even more money. We paid about $300 Canadian, which is around 1,500 RMB. And that doctor said I could only talk to him about 2 conditions. And I was thinking, well, why didn't you just charge us 200 instead of 300? And the funny thing is, we didn't even take up that much time in the office, and there was hardly any people waiting outside to get in next. And after that, we were thinking, oh, we should have used that 300 to have a nice meal. Canada Medical is very good and high tech, but it's not very convenient for people like me that have chronic conditions where you have to check with the doctor many, many times. It's very convenient here. You can directly see a specialist. You don't have to go and see your family doctor first, like in Canada.